Teleportato mine, like I said in the first part, is completely busted. Ancient Egypt was really easy, and although Pirates had some challenges, I was able to overcome them. Let's ignore Wild West though. Cough cough, screw zombie chickens. With Frostbite Caves being really difficult as well, but we were able to get it out of the way, surprisingly enough. Next up, we have Lost City, and I don't want to sound too cocky, but I think it's gonna be really easy. I can't really think of any zombies that will be too much of an obstacle when it comes to the Teleportato mine, but maybe I'll be proven wrong. Day 1, 2, and 3 were pretty self-explanatory. They were super easy, which I'm not really surprised by. I personally think Lost City is the more boring world compared to others. There's nothing really interesting about it personally compared to worlds like Far Future or Big Wave Beach. My personal 2 favorite worlds. The Lost Pilot zombies were similar to ancient Egypt sandstorms or the pirate zombies in Pirate Seas in terms of annoyance. They can't get teleported over there in the air, so I have to wait until they hit the ground. Day 6 was pretty easy, but I learned not to put Teleportato mines near excavator zombies since one of them shoveled my Teleportato mine and completely killed it from the lawn. RIP that one random Teleportato mine. You will be missed. Day 7, I learned that the excavator zombie cannot shovel the Teleportato mine if it's in the process of teleporting zombies. It can practically ignore any obstacle if it's in this process. Busted as always. Day 10 was pretty simple. Out of pure boredom, I put a lucky lily pad that just sits there and does nothing. He looks silly and we love him. Day 11 has bug zombies. But much like the Dodo Rider zombie, the Teleportato mine doesn't care if it's in the air or not. He's nonchalant like that, aka continues to be completely busted. Day 12 is a sun production level. Therefore I need to use sunflowers. It has gargantuars too. I needed to produce a whopping 5,000 sun, so I had a huge unit of sunflowers. In the end, I did struggle just a little bit, but that's because the Gargantuar killed my Teleportato mine, so I had to wait it out in hopes that the imps the Gargantuar threw wouldn't take a lawnmower. I was trying to have it where I lose no lawnmowers in this world, with how cocky I am about winning it, but honestly, I felt that a little bit later. Day 15 is the usual protection of endangered plants level. Nothing interesting about it really. Day 17 was the same way. It ended fairly quickly and I really didn't have a problem with the sun. I have a feeling I'm right about this being one of the easiest worlds. I explored the importers before they could set up tents, as they would be pretty annoying, and you're gonna see why. Then again, even if tents are placed, they could be exploded with ease, but still, just to be safe. Day 19, speaking of tents, 2 tents were placed, as I couldn't react in time to destroy them. But like I said, the tents were destroyed immediately, so apart from that, I beat it easy peasy lemon squeezy. I decided to challenge myself in day 20 like I did with ancient Egypt, and only use 1 Teleportato mine seed packet, meaning no imitator was used in this level. I'm gonna admit, I did struggle a little bit by losing a lawnmower over a bug zombie. So there goes me trying not to lose any lawnmowers in this world. But ignoring that, I was able to beat day 20 without using an imitator. Although, I don't know if this is cheating or not, but I did use plant foods in order to automatically refill the Teleportato mine seed packet. Does this count? I don't know. Moving on. I struggled just a little on day 23 when it came to sun. I was a little overwhelmed with relic hunter zombies. The problem is that they swing around the 4th to 6th column on his lane, which means they're usually always the closest zombies near our home. Teleportato mine teleports the closest zombie to the end of the lawn, and since there are more than 3 that usually land on it, it can be a tad of a problem, because the limit of Teleportato mine is 3 zombies. But Teleportato mine's 3 times 3 damage comes in the clutch. I messed up on day 24 pretty bad. I low-key feel embarrassed even typing up the script right now. So in this level, zombies cannot cross the flowers. There were 2 importers that placed 2 tents close to these flowers. Like I said, the tents were going to be important. Both Teleportato mine seed packets were taking decades to fully load for some reason, but I placed a Teleportato mine that was right there and teleporting the zombie that was getting a little too close to the flowers. But the Teleportato mine did not have enough time to teleport the zombie and kill it, so I lost this first try. The second try, I killed the importers as soon as they came in frame, and I'll probably do this every time now. No mercy on these little suckers after that humiliating loss. Day 25 and 26 were a piece of cake, at least compared to what happened on day 24. I am never gonna get over that. Day 27 was pretty tedious, but it was also really easy. Like I said, Lost City is considered one of the easier worlds in my opinion. The calm before the storm, you could say. Day 29 had a bunch of Gargantuars, and they're technically more annoying to kill than normal zombies, obviously, as they require 2 Teleportato mines to kill, but since they're so slow, they're always easy to handle. Day 30, the last level, was really easy. Nothing to say about it. I was able to code the Teleportato mine into the Zomboss conveyor level to see if I could beat the Lost City Zomboss using only Teleportato mines. I was worried the game would crash like it did last time with the Frostbite Cave Zomboss, but thankfully it didn't. The Lost City Zomboss was really easy, though it took a little longer than Egypt, Pirates, and Wild West Zomboss because it would move around a lot, avoiding the Teleportato mine's explosion. And with that, you are indeed able to beat Lost City using only Teleportato mine. Really easily too, no sort of defense at all was needed. And yes, I did lose once, still not over that, but I consider that just me having a brain fart. No biggie. On to Far Future. You know, Far Future I was a little worried about. I don't know why exactly, but something was telling me it was gonna be way more difficult than Lost City. Then again, I think every world is gonna be harder than Lost City, apart from Ancient Egypt. But trust me, I was pretty wrong about that. Day 1 was pretty easy. Jetpack zombies were no problem. As I've said before, zombies can be in the air as much as they want and Teleportato mine does not care. It'll teleport it and kill it anyways. Day 2 was easy as well. I learned that shield zombies can be teleported as well, much like the jetpack zombie. The only reason why I was worried about Far Future was because I thought machine zombies wouldn't be able to get teleported by the Teleportato mine. Because technically, Teleportato mine teleports zombies, not the machine itself. But I guess Teleportato mine has no limits. Day 3 was okay. The bot swarms were the problem. They were a little overwhelming in the final wave, to the point where I had to use plant food to immediately recharge the Teleportato mine. I have to do this a lot when it comes to the bot swarms, trust me. Thank goodness I remember this mechanic. Even though losing a lawnmower isn't a big deal, you know I'm trying to have it where I don't lose one, period. Day 4 is an annoying sun bomb level. I always hated the sun bombs. I feel like they're not that interesting compared to other mechanics in other different worlds, but whatever. I thought it'd be a long day, but believe it or not, suns come way faster than usual. The level doesn't let you use sunflowers, so it gives you double the sky drop. It was a pretty efficient and easy level. A jetpack zombie got pretty close for comfort. They're pretty fast compared to other zombies, as well as the bug bot imps as well. But apart from that, it was simple. A poor Teleportato mine was left hanging though. He's gonna be there forever. Day 5 was pretty interesting. It was pretty simple at first, but then I was introduced to the Robo-Cone zombie. Yes, they're able to get teleported. Seems like the Teleportato mine really does have no limit. But they don't get automatically killed by the Teleportato mine, which is very, very different. The Teleportato mine does 2,200 damage. The Robo-Cone zombie has more than that. It has 2,500 health, meaning it still has 300 health left. Obviously, this is really annoying. The only other zombie that can't be insta-killed by the Teleportato mine is the Gargantuar. This day has a lot of Robo-Cone zombies. Nothing to worry about. I was able to beat it. Day 7 had more Robo-Cone zombies, but it was definitely a little harder than day 5. It had not only Robo-Cone zombies, but it also had the annoying bug bot imps. I was so overwhelmed. I know I use that word a lot, but it's the best way to put it. It felt like the sun dropped so slow this time. It always feels like this when I need sun the most. There were 2 times where I genuinely thought I was gonna lose mowers. The problem is that there's not only an abundance of bug bot zombies, but the fact that I needed more than one Teleportato mine to put down just one Robo-Cone zombies. It was a pretty hard level, I would admit. Although day 9 had bug bot imps, Robo-Cone zombies, and shield zombies, there weren't really that many of them. So it wasn't that hard. Not much to say about it. It was also a don't lose more than 15 plants level, but there's never a problem as always. I always have only around 2 Teleportato mines on the lawn, never more. Day 10 introduces the Discotron 3000, but it's no problem for this nuclear power plant. See what I did there? Okay, whatever. Discotron 3000 groups disco zombies together, and Teleportato mine can handle groups perfect. On to the next day. Day 11 was a plan your defense level. These are never problematic. I ended with 1,400 sun. Honestly, sometimes these could be even easier than actual levels with the fact that I never have to wait for the sun. I have as much sun as I want. Teleportato mine only costs 75 sun, so I never have to worry about losing all 2,000 sun that I have in these last 10 levels. Who knew one busted plant like this could ruin the whole point of a mode? Day 12 was a Gargantuar Prime. And goodness, a lot of bug bot imps. But is this a problem for the Teleportato mine? No, not at all. The Gargantuar primes are slower than actual Gargantuars, so it's pretty convenient. Day 13 introduces the Mecha Football Zombie, but for some reason the Mecha Football Zombie has less health than the Robo-Cone Zombie when I thought it would have more. 2,000 health, 500 less than the Robocone, meaning they can also automatically die unlike the Robocone zombie. It's still relieving that the Teleportato mine can teleport machines and immediately kill them. I was worried that they would not be able to, which is why I thought Far Future would be hard in the first place. Day 14, I can only use 1,500 sun. Similar to the last stand, Teleportato mine's cheap, 75 sun cost, makes this incredibly effective and easy. I was able to beat this level with half of the sun left. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Day 15 grants me some free and dangerous citrons, taking care of 3 lanes when it comes to basic zombies. I could take care of the heavy ones, like the Robocone zombies, using Teleportato mines, and the citrons take care of the lower health, which is a win for me. Day 18 is the next level where you could use Teleportato mine. I had to use an army of sunflowers again once, since I had to produce 6,000 sun this time. I thought I'd have enough time to shovel these sunflowers up, but it seems like the game expected me to use twin sunflowers or something, because by the time the last wave started, I still needed more sun. It was an easy level though, and at this point, Robocone zombies were not an issue at all, especially if you have plant food to spare. Day 19 is another sun bomb level, and we have all the big boys. Gargantuar Prime, Robocones, Discotrons, Bug Bots, but like on day 4, sun drops way faster than usual levels, so I had a lot of sun to spare. For some reason, on one occasion during the level, a Robocone zombie died by 1 Teleportato mine. I don't know if I missed something, but this must have been a glitch. I don't know. I'm not an expert on plant for zombies too. Well, I guess compared to other people, yes, considerably enough. This level wasn't anything difficult, even if all these big boys were here. I may have been wrong about this world being hard, like I said. Day 21, I had to produce sun again. So here comes the lanes and lanes of sunflowers. I also can't lose more than 16 plants. Boring snoring. I couldn't put too much sunflowers because of the 16 plant limitation, but using plant food, I was still able to get the sun I needed. Day 22 was the last stand level, nothing to say about it. Although a whole entire marching band of Robocone zombies targeted the top lane, which was pretty funny. Thank goodness for Teleportato mine's area damage. Day 23 has the 2,250 sun limit. I thought it'd be the usual level, but then I noticed I barely had any sun. It just feels like another level where the sun was dropping extra slow. I lost 1 lawnmower at first because of a damn bug bot. But then, in the final wave, it happened again. I was running out of sun. The bug bots were just way too much. And so, I lost some other lawnmowers as well. Teleportato mine's biggest weakness is when zombies are scattered across different lanes in more than one position. Day 24, saved the best for last. No, I'm just kidding. This one was really easy. There were no Robocones, which were the second most annoying zombie. Just a bunch of butt swarms though, which is the first annoying zombie. I don't know why imps are such a pain compared to every other zombie in this challenge. Don't get me started on the Pirate Z's imp cannons. Far Future can indeed be beaten using only Teleportato mines. I gotta say, it's technically easier than Lost City, as I did lose in Lost City once and none in Far Future. But at the same time, the bot swarms are way worse than Relic Hunter zombies in terms of how overwhelming it can be. The Zomboss is pretty easy as well. Then again, the Teleportato mines are pretty fast in the conveyor. I try to have it where it isn't a conveyor level, but the Zomboss levels are meant to be conveyors in the first place, so I can't really change it into anything else. Dark Ages is definitely a little different from the other worlds. No matter what, I need to use sun production plants. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time and pretend like you can beat it without sun producing plants. You cannot. It is literally impossible, especially in the later days when it becomes more intense. But don't worry, we're still strictly using only Teleportato mine for offense. So let's start with night 1. I try to use as little sun shrooms as possible because I had sun graves, though at some point I had to use sun shrooms. I only used 2, automatically using plant foods to grow them full size. I'm clearly impatient. This night was really easy. Night 2 was the same way. I only had to use 2 sun shrooms again. And with how great they are as sun producers, I had around 900 sun purely from sun graves and these 2 little guys. That's crazy, right? Night 3 was also simple. I used 3 sun shrooms this time because it was taking some extra time to get the sun I needed to place the Teleportato mine. Also, I put my lucky lily pad on the lawn again. Easy night. Night 5 introduces the Jester Zombie. I've always hated the Jester Zombie. He is my #1 least favorite zombie out of every zombie in Adventure Mode. But the Jester Zombie can't deflect the Teleportato mine. This is the one time I've played Dark Ages and never had to worry about Jester Zombies. Look how this one Teleportato mine just kills 3 scattered Jester Zombies with ease. It's not busted at all, guys. Trust me, it's not bust. Oh, and I gave the lily pad a twin. Night 6 is the last stand level. I ended with 875 sun. The imp necromancies are a little bit annoying, though imps are always annoying in these worlds when it comes to this challenge. When these imps arise, they sort of force my Teleportato mind to teleport them rather than any other zombies since they're the closest to the home. This level was really no problem, and the other ones will not be at all either. There's nothing to say about night 7. I used 3 sun shrooms. I didn't need any more as like I said. I power plant them as soon as I'm able to. Night 9 introduces potions, and I was worried that the increase of health would prevent the zombies from being instantly killed. It's not like it matters. Teleportato mine one-shots them no matter how large they are. It's not like it does anything anyways. The orange one just makes them 50% faster, and the purple one only gives them a small 15% damage resistance. Night 11 has wizard zombies. They didn't turn any of my Teleportato mines into sheeps, but that's because the Teleportato mine cannot be affected by any zombie when it's in the process of teleporting them. I never place Teleportato mines unless there are zombies around, so as soon as they're placed, they get right into teleporting them. So I'm never worried about the Teleportato mine turning it into a sheep. Simple level. Night 12 has 5 endangered puff shrooms that I have to make sure don't die. Though, this level gives me a lot of plant food, which makes this level very easy. Night 14 was definitely more of the harder level among the others. They have been very easy, and this one wasn't necessarily hard either. At first I had to restart because I had a brain fart. I placed a sunbeam before a Teleportato mine, so you know, I couldn't do anything. Could replace PvZ moment. The second time, I didn't get enough sun. Teleportato mine instantly kills zombies, so in a way, it ruins the whole point of sunbeam, as you typically get sun by slowly damaging a zombie through time. The third and last time, with the help of powered sunbeams and Teleportato mine exploding sun graves, I was able to get the 5,000 sun I needed. Night 15 was the last stand level, and I have 200 more than the last one. Ended up with a lot. Even though there were so many zombies in this one, Teleportato mine's area explosion continues to be its definitive trait. This was the first time a wizard zombie turned a Teleportato mine into a sheep though, so I had to wait a little longer to finish the zombies off. This world has some of the most annoying zombies apart from Big Wave Beach, I swear. Night 16 introduces the Zombie King. It's one of the only zombies that cannot be affected by the Teleportato mine in terms of teleportation. Not like that matters. It doesn't move, and all it does is turn zombies into night zombies. Teleportato mine ignores armor, so this isn't an obstacle for the nuke of Plants vs Zombies 2. Night 17 was the same formula as per usual. There was nothing difficult or exceptional about it. It does seem like a harder level, but it was a piece of cake for the Teleportato mine. I really thought this world would be harder. Day 19, the last level, this world isn't that long, was the same as day 17. Although I had another brain fart in the end. There were 2 Gargantuars, but neither of them were ones of the lanes with the endangered magnets. I decided to do a big brain move clearly, and accidentally teleport our Gargantuar in front of an endangered magnet shroom. But thankfully, I was fast enough to kill it before it ruined my entire level progress. The Zom boss was pretty difficult, but none of that mattered. Look who I have, the precious lily pad, there to keep me company and make sure I'm okay. Though, he was only there for company, clearly. The Zomboss hit me with like 3 Gargantuars at the same time, and without lawnmowers, I was a little paranoid that I'd somehow lose to the Gargantuar's dumb imps. Thankfully, this does not happen. I noticed the Zomboss spawns zombies way faster than the other Zombosses. It's a clear indication that the difficulty is being amped up through these worlds, but not for Teleportato mine. I was able to beat the Zomboss, proving that you indeed can beat Dark Ages using only Teleportato mine. That's about it for this part. The next part will most definitely be Neon Mixtape Tour and Jurassic Marsh. I'm terrified of Big Wave Beach in modern day. I'm not ready. I'm hoping it isn't as hard as I think it will be. I'll see you guys in the next one, and please subscribe for part 3.